ammattityön ja viivottimen avulla. Tämä oli erikoisuus, jota muualla maailmassa ei tunnettu. Näin syntyivät isohampaiset merkit. Johanna Wilhelm Snellmanin toimesta Suomi sai vuonna 1865 oman rahansa, ja seuraavana vuonna uudistus ulottui postimerkkeihin, sillä kotiikkojen tilalle tulivat rahayksiköksi penni ja markka. Venäjän kieli säilyi kuitenkin postimerkeissä, kunnes se vuonna 1875 ilmestyneistä niin sanotuista jokanurkkaisista merkeistä jäi pois, palatakseen myöhemmin sortokautta ennakoiden takaisin. Vuonna 1891 tuli postimerkistöömme perin outo rinnakkaissarja rengasmerkki. Niitä oli käytettävä Venäjälle ja ulkomaille menevissä lähetyksissä. Saarivallan pyrkimys lannistaa Suomi venäläisen maakunnan asemaan Suomen perustuslaista piittaamatta kuvattuu postimerkeissäkin. Täysin venäläisten merkkien kaltaisina ne muuttuivat niiden kanssa samanaikaisesti vain suomalaisen raha-arvonsa säilyttäen. Mutta uusi aika oli koittamassa. Joulukuun 6. 1917 Suomi julistautui itsenäiseksi. Mutta jo edellisen lokakuun ensimmäisenä päivänä ilmestyi Eliel Saarisen piirtämä leijonamerkki. Näin siis postimerkki ensimmäisenä kertoi maailmalle, että Suomi oli tulossa riippumattomaksi valtakunnaksi. Ja postimerkki kertoi myös, miten valtiollinen riippumattomuutemme saavutettiin. Huomattavin muutos itsenäisen Suomen postimerkeissä tapahtui vuonna 1930, jolloin venäläismallisesta kapeasta ja korkeasta muodosta siirryttiin takaisin vuoden 1975 matalampaan ja leveämpään muotoon. 24 vuoden aikana syntyi näitä merkkejä eri arvoisina ja eri välisinä valtava määrä, ja vasta vuonna 1954 siirryttiin uuteen yleismerkkimalliin. Nykyaikaisen postimerkin valmistus tapahtuu hieman erilaisin menetelmin kuin 100 vuotta sitten senaatin vastimestareiden sivutöitä.
From monitoring hurricanes on Earth to cultivating plants in space, from detecting X-rays released by neutron stars to developing cancer therapeutics.
We have taken technologies, people, systems from all over the world, and we've put it together into this amazing laboratory.
The research that we've been able to do has directly benefited life on planet Earth. And we're only just getting started.
Every minute of an astronaut's day on the station is carefully planned, and life on board might even come to feel routine. But it's always just a matter of time before the universe finds a way to remind the crew of just how vulnerable they are. In 2013, plans are underway to further extend the International Space Station's scientific footprint. A new module called Nauka, Russian for science, is to be added to the station the following year. Created to conduct materials science and biotechnology research, Nauka includes a base for the European robotic arm, and will also feature a specially designed airlock to carry out experiments in the vacuum of space. But to unlock this groundbreaking science, astronauts must brave the most unforgiving extremes.
In my personal operational experience in the military, in the SEAL teams, the bad guys were the enemy that's shooting at you. In a space mission, the bad guy is the environment. The environment is trying to kill you.
Space is not really made for life. It's very cold and very hot at the same time. It doesn't have an atmosphere. It really doesn't want to keep you alive.
A spacewalk, also known as an extravehicular activity, or EVA, is especially dangerous. Astronauts usually go through the airlock in pairs, so that once outside, they can assist each other if needed. But still, they are isolated and vulnerable to hazards like radiation, micrometeoroid impacts, and equipment malfunctions. On July 16, 2013, American astronaut Chris Cassidy and flight engineer Luca Parmitano donned their spacesuits.
Spacewalks are not something that you just willy-nilly do. Hey, it's Tuesday, you want to go out and knock out a spacewalk? No, it doesn't work like that. It takes about 4 hours to go through the oxygen pre-breathe process and all of the checks leading up to opening the hatch.
I have a weight tether, gate closed and locked.
All spacewalkers are tethered to the space station with a retractable metal cable that pays out to 85 feet. And just like if you walk a pair of dogs on dog leashes, those leashes get all tangled up. Safety tethers are no different. So oftentimes we intentionally take separate routes so that safety tethers don't tangle up on themselves.
Luca and Chris come together on top of the Tranquility module to carry out their task, connecting data and Ethernet cables for when the new module arrives. 38 minutes into the EVA, a warning alarm is triggered in Luca Parmitano's spacesuit. The carbon dioxide levels are too high.
Copy, Luca. Measure 48.6. Copy that, Luca.
Ordinarily, exhaled carbon dioxide would be controlled and removed by the portable life support system in Luca's backpack. The alarm could signal a dangerous buildup of the gas inside his spacesuit, which could lead to severe headaches, impaired judgment, and even death.
We have a checklist telling us to check different parts of the suit to understand whether it is an actual alarm or whether the sensor itself is at fault.
They said, did the reading go from normal to ludicrous instantly? If that happened, then it's probably the sensor's bad.
And Luca, nice work on the cup checklist, but no further action on your part.
Doubtful of the carbon dioxide reading and satisfied that Luca has no symptoms, Mission Control concludes that the sensor is faulty and the EVA can continue as planned. But 6 minutes later, Luca calls Mission Control again. There's another issue.
FYI, I feel a lot of water on the back of my head. Are you sweating? You working hard? It's raining, but feels like a lot of water. And Luca, we got coffee. FYI.
There should never be any water inside the spacesuit, especially not in the helmet area. And so I communicated that to the ground, and I said, I don't think it's a big deal. I just want to keep going with the EVA.
Hey Luca, while you're working there, can you give us maybe some more words on the water? Maybe identify the source you think, and then is it getting any worse or is it the same? Good question. It feels the same, and I cannot tell you the source.
On Earth, water falls under the force of gravity. In space, it's much less predictable.
It's surface tension that drives the behavior of water. That surface tension is a pretty strong force, and the water just wants to stick to whatever it's stuck to.
In Luca's case, the unexplained ball of water is sticking to the back of his head and threatening to creep around toward his face.
My biggest concern was the water getting inside my ears. Because if it did, it's really hard to get it out. You cannot tap your head, there's nothing you can do.
I finished what I was doing and got over close to him, and I remember I could see it looked like half of a grapefruit just kind of jiggling on his head. And then little bitty pieces of water, droplets moving around inside.
I see Jesus sweat. No, it's not sweat. It's not sweat. Hey, Luca, can you clarify, is it increasing or not increasing? It's hard to tell, but it feels like a lot of water. Oh, I see. I see it. I don't understand where it's coming from. It can't be like half to be the bag.
At the European Space Agency, astronaut instructor Stevena watches a live feed of the mission.
On pensait que c'était la poche d'eau que les astronautes portent. Il y a une petite poche d'eau qui est accrochée avec des velcro sur le torse au niveau du ventre, qui contient 1 litre et demi d'eau, avec une petite paille qui permet de boire un petit peu pendant la sortie circulaire.
Can you suck it dry? Okay, but then it's dry out.
But the situation doesn't improve.
Bag is empty now, and so there's something less than a liter in the back of his head. 800 milliliters maybe. Alright, Chris.
More water collects in Luca's helmet.
Yeah, 50 to 50 might not be the water bag. You'll be an oxygen creep on the LCVG.
The LCVG, or liquid cooling and ventilation garment, circulates cold water in the spacesuit via a system of tubes to prevent astronauts from overheating. As Chris and Luca correctly suspect, Luca's LCVG has malfunctioned and is leaking water into his helmet. The very suit designed to protect him from the dangers of space may now be putting him in mortal danger.
That's the moment, I think, where it solidified in everybody's mind, okay, we're done for today.
67 minutes into the EVA, mission control terminates the spacewalk.
Alright, Chris and Luca, just for you guys, I think we're going to terminate EVA case for EV2. So, Luca, we'll have you head back to the airlock. Chris, we'll get a plan for you to clean things up here and then join him in a minute.
Luca needs to get back inside the space station and remove his helmet. He begins retracing his route back to the airlock, while Chris clears away their tools.
I remember leaving Chris, and as I made the corner and disappear from sight, I remember thinking that I really wish that Chris could come with me, because that's how we train. We train to be together. That's why we go outside as a team, so that we have each other's back.
Before I saw Luca disappearing behind the Z1 truss, and I wanted to say out loud, Luca, stop, hold on, I'm coming with you. It just felt like that's what we should do.
But as tempting as it is to hurry, Chris follows orders and forces himself to move deliberately.
In the military, we say that problems happen at the fold of a map, at the junction of grid squares, and at night. And that's exactly how this was shaping up. As soon as he started to move, the sun set.